Newegg TV's coverage of Computex is powered by new Intel Core processors.
How's it going, guys? So we are here in Taipei 101 looking at all of the cool stuff that Gigabyte has to offer. This is the day before Computex, so Gigabyte has actually been gracious enough to open this area just to the VIP members like Newegg TV and ourselves. But I'm here with Stu talking today about some of the motherboards behind us. Stu, what do we got here?
Well, we've got a lot. We've got a Haswell. I can finally say it. Haswell. We've got a lot of Haswell
right.
8 series boards. If I can refer you to the wall behind me here.
Please do.
We have, I guess these 3 boards at the top here would be our 3 flagship, our high-end boards. So you have the G1 Sniper 5 from our G1 Killer series. You have the OC Force, which is the top dog in terms of overclocking and our orange color theme. We also have the UD7TH, which is a Thunderbolt board, which is maxed out with absolutely as much connectivity as possible.
Gotcha.
Coming back to the Killer series, one feature that we're really happy to present to people this time around is, as you'll see here, you've got these audio features, including the Soundcore 3D, also Nichicon capacitors, but this little guy here is an op-amp, or operational amplifier, and it's the first time that any motherboard manufacturer has used this on a DIY PC motherboard. And what an op amplifier does is, if I can just demonstrate, you can kind of take this little guy out.
Nice.
Right? So this is, you're extending the DIY upgradable experience.
And sensing customizability ahead.
Exactly, to like even basically to the silicon layer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the difference in sound quality without this op amp is quite stark. These op amps give you great clarity, a lot more punch. They also raise the volume a little bit. So it really brings out the most of these other audio components.
Right. So are there different op amps that you can actually swap
That's right.
out?
In the box bundled, you'll find 2 op amps. One's already on the board, but there's also a package with a special extractor. Nice. And also 1 additional op amp. And we sell a pack of 3 more for around the $50 price point.
Great.
So that you can try out the different kind of nuanced sounds of these different operational amplifiers.
Gotcha. So maybe depending on the sound signature that you're trying to achieve, maybe you're listening to like some drum and bass, and then 1 second you're playing a game.
I think the difference is, yeah. I mean, if you might prefer one for gaming, but you might, if you're going to use it predominantly, say, as a source for your hi-fi, right, maybe you would choose a different op amp. Maybe even one's better for jazz, one's better for your, for I don't know, house music or whatever.
Very nice.
They have very different qualities.
Yeah, you guys have definitely catered to the audiophile demographic with this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. So what else we got?
Okay, so here we have our 2 OC boards. This guy here is the Z87 Oc, is, if you like, the brainchild of our in-house overclocking evangelist. Nice. His name is Hi Cookie. All right. And we said to him, look, take the Haswell platform and build your dream overclocking motherboard. And this is what we've come out with. So along the edge here, you can see we have a whole range of buttons that allow you to choose between which BIOS you want. You can choose also how the BIOS works. You can automatically save a profile. There are voltage read points along the side here. We have a trigger switch. You can individually turn on or off any of these 4 PCIe lanes,
it's very helpful,
which is great when you have 4 cards in it. You don't want to pull it out physically. Yeah. Of course, you've got a debug LED, and we've even given you 2 USB ports on this side, on the overclocking side, so you don't have to clumsily reach around to this I/O panel on the back.
Very
here.
thoughtful.
So Cookie's absolutely thought of everything possible that an overclocker would want from a board. The OC Force, it takes the same principles, but is a much more maxed out configuration. So you have a PLX chip here, you have additional SATA, additional USB, much meatier heatsink design.
Indeed. So, just to clarify, do both of these cards support up to 4-way SLI and Crossfire X?
Well, this guy here has the PLX chip, which will support 4-way SLI and Crossfire. But we've also got this 16-lane black slot here, which will bypass the PLX chip. So, for single card configurations, you're not using the PLX chip. Right. But Cookie on this one, he decided to opt, or not go for the PLX chip, because the PLX chip will have some, if you like, it will take away a little bit of bandwidth and some of the performance. So this is designed for. So you got 3 slots come directly from the CPU, but this 4th slot will take PCI lanes from the chipset.
Gotcha.
So this is, if you like, this is a premium, absolute maxed out for Crossfire, but also supports 2-way SLI as well. Very
nice. So basically, this is great for overclocking. They're both great for overclocking, but if you want a little bit more, if you're just down to the basics, you just want to overclock. This is a pure overclocking board.
If you're going to break records, you don't necessarily need the extra bling that the OC Force has. Right. This is truly designed to break records. Yeah. And it's quite affordable too.
Very nice.
Which we're very happy about.
It's very cool that you guys actually brought on like an expert overclocker into the whole.
He's a very important part of our product development team, and optimizing the BIOS and what have you. such an important guy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then what do we have over here?
Well, if we just continue down here, we have
yes.
the UD5H. This is
Gotcha.
UD4H, and
Very
as you can
nice.
see, we're differentiating with colors here. So gold, red, and then the UD7TH, which of course has dual Thunderbolt using Intel's new Redwood Ridge chip.
Nice. I see a massive amount of connectivity on this board.
Yeah.
So basically, if you just have a ton of drives that you want to plug in, do some.
Yeah, you're going to build a
configurations.
workstation or a serious creative box. This
Absolutely.
is probably what you go for.
Very nice. Very nice. And then what about this one right here, the UD3H?
This is a UD3H. I mean, this guy is going to be quite an attractive price point. So I think this would be, if you like, a very popular, maybe more high volume board for the mainstream market.
Gotcha.
And again, you've got some buttons here. So you've got a much more simple kind of arrangement of the onboard buttons, but still, this is what people want.
Very
so
nice.
That's what we're giving them.
And one thing I actually forgot to ask you about earlier is,
Sure.
could you please explain to those of you who don't know what the trigger switch is for? Because that kind of intrigued me.
The trigger switch. Well, you see, if you're an overclocker, your target in terms of your CPU clock might be, I don't know, 4.5 gigahertz, say from 3.9. But it might be somewhat difficult to actually boot at that clock, and then once you get into your OS, you're going to want to optimize your OS. And actually, you may only want to hit that clock just for a few seconds so you can take a screenshot.
Right.
So that's where the trigger switch comes in. It allows you to boot at a much, much lower frequency.
Gotcha.
And once you've got your OS optimized and you're ready to go, your LM2 pot's bubbling away at minus 104 degrees, you flick the trigger switch, and then boom, you hit your target frequency, take the screenshot, and you're done.
Awesome.
So,
Very exclusive
yeah.
feature here on the Gigabyte boards. Well, thank you, Stu, for showing us around.
No problem.
This is really great. I can't wait to get some of these boards in the Newegg TV studio and try them out for ourselves. All right, guys, so now we are here in a different corner of the Gigabyte suite in Taipei 101, and I have with me here the lovely UD5 motherboard here from Gigabyte. And essentially what you see, I want to distract you for 1 second to the monitor to my left here. And if you're wondering what resolution it's playing at, is it playing at 4K native resolution, being run natively off of the Z87 chipset. And it's just a beautiful monitor here. Definitely a testament to the power of Thunderbolt. And by the way, this motherboard also does feature dual Thunderbolt connectivity. So great option for all of you media players out there, as well as all of you gamers. All right, guys, we are here yet again in a different corner of the Gigabyte suite here in Taipei 101. And Stu, I see a pretty nice little setup here. We got some Gigabyte peripherals, some displays about the I/O on the monitor here, but I don't see a system. Where's the computer at?
That's because it's a very small and compact system. This is what we call the Gigabyte Brix.
Very nice.
Yeah, as you can see, it's based loosely. Well, it's a similar design to what Intel describes as the NUC next to the computing, but we're branding this the Gigabyte Brix, and it's actually a little bit shorter and more compact than competing versions, and we're offering this with Celeron i3, i5, and i7 CPUs.
Wow, very nice.
There's no reason to compromise on performance, even though you're very small and compact.
Absolutely. So maybe if you're like in a dorm room, if you want to save a lot of footprint space or whatever, you're just trying to conserve space, this is a great way to either have like a media HTPC, for example, or even just a little workstation. There's so many uses that you can have with this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I build a new PC for my living room and I say, hey, honey, what do you think of the new computer? And it's like a box under my arm. You know, but this is going to be much more, I guess, it's going to look better in your living room.
And it's wife-friendly.
It is. It's a bare-bone kit, so
Nice.
It doesn't come with an OS. You need to provide your own MSATA drive and also SODIMM or SODIMM memory. But we do include the Wi-Fi, the mini PCIe Wi-Fi card.
Right. Very nice. So even better for all of you DIY tinkerers and people out there that like to mess around with their system and customize it. Additional layer of customizability there. And I do see some USB 3.0 on the back as well.
That's right. You got USB 3
nice.
on the back and the front, also HDMI and DisplayPort. And it's also VESA mount compatible, so it can be mounted basically on the back of any TV, any display.
So I'm guessing that's where it is right here.
That's
It's actually on the back of this monitor.
That's right.
Not interfering with anything at all. Very cool stuff. Well, if you guys are looking for a small form factor system, check out the Brix. All right, guys, now I'm here with Colin, and he's got a very adorable little motherboard here down with us. But apparently it's not all just for being cute and fancy, is it?
No. This may be a small motherboard, but it's got a lot of features and a pretty big name as well. It's the F2A85XN Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Yeah, long name, small board. So mini ITX form factor. This supports AMD's FM2 platform. It supports their new Richland CPUs that they've just launched. Some of the unique features on this board, obviously mini ITX, it's got a graphics slot, PCI Express graphics. But one of the unique differentiators, we've actually added power stages from a company called IR on board. So these power stages actually allow us to do certain things like overclocking. It gives enough power to the CPU in order to enable overclocking. So it's a small little board, you can overclock, and it's got a unique feature. We've got a mini PCI Express wireless card on board. This will actually support AMD's new technology called AWD, which is their wireless display technology.
Nice.
It also supports their iInfinity, their multi-display support. So I can show you the demo behind here. So this does support AMD's iInfinity, so multi-display support. It also has bezel correction. Obviously, you have this bezel panel here, so it kind of interrupts your frame. So I'll show you a video with the bezel correction enabled. As you can see the ball bouncing across the screen, it's compensating for the bezel and it's moving it to the other display earlier. So it sort of corrects that. So if you're doing gaming, you're not going to have that, bezel getting in your way of
You
the
no
game.
longer have to search for the monitors with like the thinnest bezel, right? It's already handled for you.
Yeah,
natively.
correct. And obviously this is supported on their Trinity platform. It's supported on their Richland CPUs, their new ones that just came out.
Very cool. So not only can you just use this board for like an HTPC, for example, you can just throw an APU in there, but you could also even throw in like an unlocked processor, maybe a higher end one, and just have fun with it, overclock it, right?
Yeah, our resident overclocker, High Cookie, has taken this board and he's put a big LN2 pod on it already and done some overclocking. So yeah, it's a nice little all-around platform. So
awesome. Well, thanks for sharing this information with us, Colin. And
thanks for coming in.
Yeah, cool board. Thanks. All right, guys. So just earlier, Stu was talking to me about the OC boards, mainly going over the hardware. But there's a lot more to it than just the hardware. Obviously, you need software to integrate and mesh nicely with that. So why don't you tell us about how you can actually tinker and overclock your motherboard or your CPU with these OC boards?
Well, we've completely redesigned all of our software applications. We have a new thing called our App Center here. We can actually have all of our different software has the same look and feel as before. Everything had a different application. You had to open it and install it separately. But our App Center has it all in one location, all of our utilities.
Awesome.
You can adjust them. You can even do things like changing the color scheme.
Cool. So kind of more of a central hub for all of your overclocking needs, all in one area, right?
Yeah,
Not even just
exactly.
overclocking, but beyond that as well.
So one of the things I want to show you is our new EasyTune.
Sure.
EasyTune is our overclocking software that we've enabled for Windows. We've redesigned it this generation, like I said. This is our system information page. You can basically see all the things that are going on with your system, what your CPU frequency is, B clock, all those things. Smart Quick Boost, this is actually automatic overclock profiles. So our engineers actually went and did, tested all the memory, all the CPUs, and came out with overclock profiles. So it'll sense what's in your system, what hardware it is, and it'll give you a light overclock or medium or extreme.
Nice.
Also, if you want to do energy saving, it'll do that. But for those that like to tweak a little bit more, we also have an advanced section.
That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, this is the one where the hardcore guys go in, and you can actually make all your setting adjustments on the fly. You just move it and hit apply, and it'll do it without you having to shut down your system.
Awesome, straight from the OS.
And one of the other things I wanted to show you quickly, we also have a lot of smart fans on our board, so you can actually control your system fans. What you do is you hit this calibration button, and it will actually calibrate your fans. It'll run them as high as they can go, RPM, and as low. And it'll give you preset settings like silent, standard, or extreme.
Very cool.
And then we also have an advanced section where you can actually control the fan speed based on temperature.
Gotcha.
So all your different system fans, CPU fan, this is OPT fan for water block systems, and then your additional system fans. And you can actually change the inflection points by RPM and temperature.
Nice.
So if you reach a certain temperature, you can boost your fan speed to go up a little bit higher.
Very cool. So you got the fan presets, which will actually detect your fans and what they're rated at, basically. And it's kind of a no-brainer solution, right? If you're just kind of like lazy and just do it for me, right? Or you can have that additional layer of control and actually set parameters, so you can determine how fast or how slow the fan might ramp up depending on a certain load on your system.
Yeah, correct.
Very cool.
And this is one of the things a lot of our customers requested. They want to have a lot of control over their fans. They don't want noisy fans all the time, or if they're gaming, they want to be able to have full fan speed support. So, yeah, it's
Very
really
nice.
nice. This is our new Easy Tune. Like I said, we've completely redesigned all of our other applications. So as you can see, they all share a similar look and feel.
All right, guys, now I'm here with Hanif from Gigabyte. And Hanif, we're kind of in this massive room with a bunch of laptops, I see.
Yes.
And I don't know too much about Gigabyte laptops, but I see two very flashy ones here right behind us. Could you tell us a little bit more about them?
Sure. We actually call these the Ultra Blade gaming laptop. The one right here over here is a 15-inch P35K. It comes with a GTX 765M. As you can see, the screen display, it's actually Full HD, 1080p IPS, so it's fantastic, beautiful display. The lid on this one is actually sandblasted aluminum, so it's a really smooth touch, and it feels fantastic, and it's really elegant as well, so it's not too flashy or garish. At the same time, it comes with a backlit keyboard, so that is fantastic. Of course, one of the things I need to highlight is this actually is 15 inches, of course, and it's pretty light, if I can just carry that up. Yep, it's pretty light, just weighs about 2 kilograms, 2.16.
Very nice.
And you could actually fit in up to two 512M SATA SSDs plus 2 terabytes of hard drive. So that's,
Wow.
looking at 3 terabytes of hard drive on a 15-inch
Yeah.
machine.
Go ahead.
There's a ODD slot over here. It's actually a DVD-ROM. It's actually swappable, so you could actually. I don't have the other bay on me right now,
Right.
but you could just unlock that and just pull out the ODD
Right.
and switch it with another terabyte of hard drive.
Very nice.
So I think that's pretty much it. If there's any other questions, I could.
No, awesome. I mean, I just wanted to point out that it's not very common, or not very, it's not very common to see a gaming laptop that has this much performance, but is also very lightweight and
Yes.
slim as well.
Yes.
And you
That
s-
is definitely something we were going for, because a lot of gaming laptops, as we know now,
Yeah.
they're really big and bulky, and
Exactly.
And there's a lot of laptops, of course, that are really light and thin, but they don't really deliver performance. So that
Right,
is something
right.
we're going for, where you have the performance and you have true mobility. It's not just about it's mobility. This is actual real mobility.
Right. Yeah, I remember when I was in college in class, I would see some students, some guys on their big bulky laptops that are just powerhouses, just bricks, right? It was I know that guy's gaming.
Right.
You know what I mean? But here
Definitely.
you could totally get away with it. You could just
Right.
bring this in, some teacher would be like, oh, it's just on Microsoft Word or something. You know what I mean? Because it just looks so sleek and elegant for a
Yes.
gaming laptop, and
Yes.
the fact that it's so thin and I don't know. What's the name of it? The Ultra, or what is it?
The Ultra Blade?
Ultra Blade.
The Ultra Blade.
And the name definitely suits it well.
Yes, thank you.
Now this is the P35K.
This
Now
is
what do
the
we have over here?
P35K. The one over here, this is the P34G.
Okay.
It's actually really similar to that P35K. This is the other Ultra Blade, 14-inch. So it's fantastic again. It's really light. It's only 1.7 kilograms.
Nice.
And it actually fits up to a 256M SATA SSD plus a 1 terabyte hard drive on this one.
Very nice.
This one, unfortunately, doesn't come with the ODD drive.
Sure.
And it's
one of the
full
sacrifices
HD.
that you make, though, for having it so portable,
Yes.
right? I mean, this is you could take this to Starbucks and game for hours.
That's right.
Not that they would like that, but you could do it, right?
It's
That's
possible.
very cool.
It comes with a GTX 760 card.
Nice.
So that is the new NVIDIA graphics card.
Awesome.
And still beautiful, still very light. I don't know if you can see a side profile of it.
Yep.
You can see how thin
Yes.
the screen is. So it's a really beautiful machine.
Cut myself on this thing. It's so sharp. Very nice. Good stuff. And this is rocking a Core i7 as well?
Yes, Core i7.
Beautiful.
Both these machines will be Core i7.
Beautiful.
Of course, backlit keyboard, I think. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but it's beautiful backlit keyboard, so in case you're typing away in the dark, which I guess most of us do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Last minute deadlines, yeah, you're gonna love that.
Very nice. Well, this is great stuff, man. I really appreciate you sharing this information with us today, and looking forward to seeing more of these. All right, guys, now I am here with Sarah. We're kind of on the opposite end of the massive Gigabyte suite here in Taipei 101. But Sarah, what are all these great peripherals that I see here, and
Yeah.
what are the capabilities of them?
This is our new IVR Reunion and wireless gaming mouse.
Okay.
The most special features on this mouse is we have an OLED display monitor here, but this is not only receiver. It also you can adjust the performance settings, DPI, report rate with this monitor.
Very nice.
You can press to adjust the settings. You can adjust the settings you want.
Right.
Yeah, and then you show battery life here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the memory storing is this receiver.
Right.
Yeah, so it's avoid time lag or signal missing.
Right.
Yeah.
This is very convenient too for gamers, especially if you're
Yeah.
in game and you need to do on-the-fly changing of your specification. You can just do it on the screen. You don't have to get out of your game and go to the desktop.
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
kind of like extend monitor.
Right.
Yeah, you can check your mouse status by this monitor.
Very nice. And that is the Avia Uranium, you said, right?
Avia Uranium, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then what about this keyboard right here?
And this is Avia Osmium. Yeah, we got two switch available on this mouse. We got cherry red switch and cherry brown switch.
Nice.
Yeah, with different backlit. This is white backlit. The other one is blue backlit.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
And then you've got some scroll wheel here for your easy brightness as well as some volume.
Yeah, this is wheel controller. You can control your backlit and volume with these two controller, and they can click to turn it on,
Very
turn
nice.
it out. Yeah.
Very nice. And are these macro keys right here?
Yeah, macro keys here.
Very nice.
And you can change your profile
Gotcha.
by press this button.
Very nice. Very nice. I also like that it's a matte black. It's not glossy. It's not too reflective.
Yeah.
It has a very clean and sleek look to it, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
what about, is this a Gigabyte product?
Yeah, we started to do
Really?
the audio product. Yeah,
wow.
this year we new speaker. We call this S3000. Yeah, and
Very
we
nice.
got a new handset here. We call
Okay.
it Fly. Yeah, it's very light handset,
Oh, wow.
but with good bass response and a good sound quality.
Very nice. Just
Yeah.
let me take a closer look. I want to show our viewers here for a second how thin this headband is. Is that not the thinnest headband you've ever seen?
Yeah.
I mean, this it doesn't get much, and it's so lightweight. I don't think it gets much lighter than that. So really great stuff. And what else do
Yeah.
we have over here?
We got a new gaming keyboard here.
Okay.
Actually, we use the scissor switch on this keyboard.
Right.
Yes, it's for short travel because some gamers they like short travel for some FPS games.
Right.
Yeah, first-person shooting games, and we got a wing lock here. Wing lock indicator here.
Nice.
In case you press all the keys by mistake.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been a victim of that before. Where you're playing a game, you accidentally hit the Windows key right at the climactic moment, and then you get back into the game and you're dead, or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Very good feature.
Yeah, and we got some social media key here.
Okay.
You can show your gaming result on Facebook or Twitter or some Google.
Very nice. You got Google, Facebook, Twitter. Awesome.
Yeah,
Very nice. So if you want to like share your, a screenshot from your game, you can instantly jump to those social media sites and share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And did you want to talk about this mouse?
Oh,
or did
this
you-
is our Avia Krypton. Yeah.
Krypton. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is a gaming mouse. You can see we got two bass here. This is a ceramic bass.
Okay.
And this is Teflon bass. So you can choose any bass you want for
see.
different games.
I see.
Yeah. Also, you can adjust the weights. Mouse weight here,
Oh,
but
okay.
put weights inside. If you are a right-hand user, you can put weights on the right side. Yeah, so it's for both hands.
Very nice.
For right hand, left hand,
Very nice.
you can use.
Very nice stuff. Well, now that we've talked about some of the peripherals, let's move on to some of the bigger hardware out there, which is the video cards, of course.
Yeah.
You have a very nice setup here. Why don't you tell us about some of these new video cards that you guys have come out with?
We got some new products here. As you can see here is our 770, 780, and our Titan OC editions.
That's a Titan right there?
Yeah, that's Titan, and we customize with our customized WinForce cooling
Right.
system. Yeah, this
Very
is
nice.
a new WinForce. Yeah,
Very
we
nice.
use metal cover and add heat pipes and a triangle core here,
Yep.
and you can see it's only occupy 2 slots. Yeah,
Very-
it's
very slim profile, but still a very
Yeah.
effective cooler, huh?
yeah.
Very
yeah.
nice.
And with a nice outlook.
And this shroud is actually made of metal, right?
yes,
Very
yeah.
nice. Provides maybe a little bit more rigidity, and so
Yeah.
your card doesn't sag or slouch when it's mounted inside of your
Yeah,
chassis.
and it guarantees 450 watt cooling capability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we can handle up to that thermal load, 450
Yeah,
watts.
that's true.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
good. Well, thank you very much, Sarah, for sharing this information with us.
Thank
and
you.
Can't wait to play with these cards. All right, guys and girls, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for my time here at the Gigabyte booth here in Taipei 101. Just got an amazing, immaculate view to oversee on our way out. But thanks for sticking with us, and be sure to check out some of Gigabyte's great products that they've showed us here today.